So today, I actually wanted to speak to a certain thing that I've been working with myself, and I felt that it was important to actually speak to this particular energy. And that particular element or energy that I've been working with lately is called showing up. And so I wanted to actually speak to this a little bit more and give a little bit more information and detail as to what I personally believe that is and what that means for me, in the hopes that that might assist you in your life and what's going on with your life. Um, so, for me, the energy of showing up, what does that really look like? What does that really mean for me? And from what I've found, is basically I listen to where my heart is pulling me. And I don't worry about the how. I don't worry about that part. Um, I used to worry about that a lot more. And now it just seems to be just show up, David. Just show up. And if you show up and listen to your heart, then everything else falls into place. You tend to find all of the ways in which you are supported by God, through God, and all the ways that God shows up for you. And it actually, from what I found, allows for a lot more magic in your life, a lot more synchronicity, a lot more profound experiences when you listen to your heart and just show up. Now, I think the toughest part for most people with this particular energy is that the ego or the mind likes to step in and likes to tell you all the reasons why you can't show up or why you can't be where your heart's pulling you to. All those sorts of all the sorts of thoughts and everything that comes in that try to keep us away from just showing up. Now, I'll use this as an example because I've used it before too. But for example, if your heart is pulling you to a specific location on the planet, and maybe you don't even fully understand why. You don't even understand what's maybe even there at that location. You haven't really researched it. You don't even really know why you're being pulled there. But there's this strong pull from your heart. And so basically, what coincides with showing up is trust, right? So the more that you do it, the more that you show up and listen to your heart, the more that trust is established within yourself, to the point where you know that all you really need to do is show up, and the rest of everything else will work itself out in one way or another. And like I said, that tends to lead to a lot more loving connections with people. You can meet somebody that you maybe never would have thought you'd meet, that could have something for you that nobody else does. It can be a multitude of things. So anyways, I just felt that it was important to speak to this aspect of showing up and to have the courage to actually go through it and actually do it. And I think that those are other elements that are present within showing up: the aspect of trust and the aspect of letting go of the how part. How is this all going to work out? How do I make a living? How do I find a place to live? All of those how type of questions. And then you can also go into the what ifs, right? What if this happens? What if that happens? And all those sorts of things that you tell yourself as a means to keep yourself away from what your heart really truly wants to experience. And honestly, what I've found is some of the most loving, deep connections and magic, honestly, on a daily basis. Because quite frankly, as I go through my day, I just keep listening and showing up. Where's my heart pulling me to? Listen to that, show up. And truthfully, this is where we're heading as a collective moving towards a fifth dimensional experience. Because what I've come to find in and through the fifth dimensional experience is that a big element of that experience is listening to the heart and just showing up. That's really, truthfully, just about one of the main, almost only things that you really truly need to do in a fifth dimensional type experience. And so that's why I felt called to really share this, because it's been an incredibly important element for me, having certain aspects of a fifth dimensional type experience here. And honestly, I think that it's one of the more important things we can be doing right now, as a collective, is listening to our hearts, but also understanding when the mind or the ego is infiltrating that message or getting in the way of us simply moving forward from that knowing within our heart. So, truthfully, it's about also discernment and understanding, where is this pull coming from? Is it coming directly from my heart? Is it coming from a gut feeling, an intuitive type feeling? Is there an egoic filter present here that's also keeping me from listening to my heart? Is there other, thoughts and things going on in the mind that really aren't the truth of who and what I am, or exactly where and when I need to be there? So really it's about tuning into all of that and understanding, okay, is this really authentically coming from my heart, or is this coming from another sort of filter, if you will? So truthfully, that's about all I really wanted to say on this particular topic. And honestly, it's on an individual basis. What works for you may not work for somebody else, but I felt like sharing this and bringing this information forward might be helpful for a lot of people right now, because really that seems to be what's being asked of us, operating in and through the heart and listening to where the heart is actually pulling us. So that's all I have for right now on this particular topic. But if you like what you're hearing and you feel like supporting the channel, please do hit the subscribe button, and I will be putting out more videos. So thank you for your continued support and love. I really appreciate that, and I will be back with more. Thank you.